In this video, I'm going to show you how to find out who owns the domain name that your business is using and what to do if it isn't you. I spend a lot of time talking with small businesses, and one of the questions that come up more often than I thought it would is uncertainty around who owns the domain names these small businesses are using. Now, you might think that seeing as you paid for the domain name, you own it. But that's not always the case, especially if you bought it through a third party. So that could be a local digital marketing agency, SEO expert, or the web designer that you use to put your website together. Could also be that you bought the domain name a long time ago and it's since changed hands due to changes in your company or the person or company you asked to look after your website. So how do you find out who owns your domain name? Well, it's pretty easy, and this is how. Do a simple search online for who is. WHOIS, who is, in one word. This will give you plenty of search results. For the .co.uk domains, a good bet is to go into the Nominet site, as they are the authority of the .uk top level domain. So once you reach the site, you'll be faced with a search box. Go ahead and type in the domain you are querying. In this example, we're using youtube.co.uk. Then click the lookup button, and you'll be taken to a page with plenty of good information. Now, the key field that you want to look at is the registrant field. This is where you want to find your name or the name of your business. If you do, breathe easy, you are the registered owner of the domain your business is using. You can now go ahead and look at some of the other relevant information, such as the expiry date of the domain and who the registrar is, so who you're actually managing the domain through. Now, this company will at minimum let you know when your expiry date is in advance, so that you have plenty of time to renew the domain. So what if you didn't see your name or the name of your business there? Well, this is where it can get awkward. Chances are you know the person or know of the company listed as registrant, especially if we're following the scenarios that I outlined earlier in the video. After all, this is a domain name that you have been or are using for your business. So, what are your options? Hopefully, the only step you have to take is to reach out to the person or company listed as registrant for the domain. In a perfect world, you'll both agree that the domain belongs to you, and the registrant will take steps towards carrying out a transfer into your name. However, be prepared for some companies to charge a fee to carry out a transfer. It's worth keeping in mind that typically a domain name costs about £10 a year. So if you're faced with a large fee from a company for a domain that you don't really care that much about, it's worth weighing up the pros and cons. However, at this stage, let's assume that the domain name is quite important to you and that the registrant is unwilling to transfer it to you. So now what do you do? There are actions you can take if you've reached an impasse with the current registrant of the domain. Nominet, who are the authority for .uk domains, offer a mediation service to try and resolve any domain related disputes. Now, the mediation service is initially free, but a full decision can cost you upward of £750, which would turn into a lot more if you progress into the legal action route through the courts. If you're considering any of these steps, you really need to have a very solid case. So either you bought the domain initially yourself and have not explicitly handed it over to anyone else since, or you paid for the domain as part of a wider service, say a website build, and you explicitly or in good faith expected your details to be used when the domain name was registered. Also, if a domain is in use which directly contravenes a registered trademark you have, you may also have a case. However, we're quickly moving into legal territory, and your best bet really here is to contact a solicitor with expertise in this area. So, to sum up, do an internet search for whois, click through the relevant results and search for your domain. Verify whether your business or your name is set as the registrant. If it's not, reach out to the personal company who is set as registrant and try and reach an agreement. If that doesn't work, consider using a mediation service or contact a solicitor. Well, I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions or comments or video suggestions, please leave them in the comments field below this video. There's also a link to the BantamDigital.com website in the description section below this video. Click through it, see what it's all about. There's a newsletter you can sign up to, all sorts of good stuff. But please, it would be fantastic if you would subscribe by clicking the button that's over there. Cheers and see you soon.